Back with us on the SportsMax Zone. The Rugby Americas North Men's Under-19 Tournament climaxed on Sunday at the Mona Bowl at the University of the West Indies, with hosts Jamaica meeting USA South in the championship game. Khadija Bryan has our recap.
Scores of spectators turned up at the Mona Bowl on Sunday for the final of the RAN Men's Under-19 Tournament in St. Andrew. USA South went into the game as favourites, and by the 36th minute mark, they had already put up 32 points on the scoreboard. In the 37th minute, Jamaica's Reagan Johnson-Hines gave the home crowd something to cheer about, racing through to score their first try. The start of the second half was marked by robust play and tough tackling from both teams. USA South were always in control though, and began to assert their dominance, this second half try signaling the breaking of the will of the Jamaicans. When the dust settled on the game, USA South had beaten Jamaica Crocs 56-10 to win the title and cap an awesome display in the tournament. Winning coach Mark Williams said the aim was to improve progressively in the tournament.
For sure, when we first got together on the first day, that's when a lot of the guys just met each other. So it was a learning process for sure. And what we focused on is getting better at every practice. Every time we got together, we wanted improvement, and that's what we saw today. They had great potential, and today they showed it.
Despite the loss, Jamaica's head coach Phil Davis said he was pleased by his team's display over the 4 days of action.
I'm not going to spend too much time dwelling on the final. It's about the amount of progress that we made over the course of the week, and seeing a lot of really, really admirable young blokes go out and excel over the course of the week has made me really, really pleased. I could not be more proud of their collective effort.
The USA South team walked away with much to celebrate, as their very own Luis Cruzado was awarded Player of the Tournament. Mexico placed third.
USA South also won the women's title, beating Jamaica 17-14 on Friday. So it's done and dusted, Mariah, Lance, the women's 12s and the men's under-19 tournament, signaling the return of RAN Rugby in this part of the world. And it was a case perhaps of objectives met.
Yeah, objectives met, and of course a lot of teams learning and growing. And I'll take away the key point from coach Phil Davis, Jamaica's coach. Of course, he spoke about a lot of the teams just meeting 7 days before the competition, which tells you that, a lot of the players not very familiar with each other, just getting to know your teammates. So on one point, it was an opportunity for them to gel together. He spoke about the Jamaican team growing, and this applies, of course, to all the other weaker teams, growing match after match. So, we would have seen a very awful performance in the first match, but, the team, after getting the chemistry, the sort of chemistry, would have grown and, of course, improved. And I think that is a massive win. Coach also spoke about, just forgetting about the loss and just dwelling on the fact that, now that they actually have a Jamaican rugby team that people can take seriously, now rugby players from the diaspora, living somewhere else, could probably feel as if they can identify with the rugby team and reach out to them. And I think that is a very, very solid point, because, when you think about our Caribbean countries, rugby is not one of the sport that comes to the forefront of your mind instantly. So I feel as if this is the opportunity now for those who, might have dual citizenship or whatever and want to play for their countries, and of course, help them improve.
Yeah, I think one of the things that would have come out of this experience is the profiling of the sport to a Caribbean audience, because it was so consistent on SportsMax channels, SportsMax 1 and 2, over the 4 days, that Caribbean viewers would have seen a lot more rugby than they would normally have seen at this level. And I think that is one of the biggest benefits out of the tournament, because the Jamaicans have been boasting that they are beginning to make a global mark on rugby as a sport, and they'll be at the Commonwealth Games as well. And they want to get more eyes to the sport, and I think that would have been one of the biggest win-win situations that emerged out of this exercise.
Yeah. All right, that's all the time we have for this segment. We break. Mariah comes back to tell you what's in Interactive.